Good evening, ladies and gents. How are you doing? Welcome. It's another Tuesday night gaming chat with your host here, me, Mr. Middle-Aged Gamer Guy, also known as Mag on Mags. Hi, how you doing? How's your week been? Great to see you all. Let's see who is here. Broadcasting live on Twitch and YouTube. First one here, nice and early, was Gozzo. Good evening, Gozzo. Hope you're well and doing, buddy. Swiftly followed by Mr. Flame. Hello, Flame. How you doing? And over on the YouTubes, we got Retro Shazar. Hello. Always good to see you. Thank you for being here. Danka, as always, over on YouTube. Thank you. And we have also got over on Twitch the wonderful Ellie. Hey, Ellie. How you doing? And Brian, who was our guest on our show a couple of weeks back from the UK Gaming Network. How are you doing, all of you? Welcome to the show. Kindred, good evening, sir. How you doing? Now, I'm going to do a little experiment, folks, because you know that we often show the chat on the screen. They've added something to the software now. So we've made the chat a little bit bigger to read because some people say it's bigger. I can make it bigger, but let me know. It used to be smaller than that. Let me know what your thoughts are. We can also play around with it. So doing this, but there you go. How do you keep up with all these platforms? Says Ellie. No idea. I'll get back to you on that one. I'll tell you on Thursday. I still haven't figured it out. We've been doing YouTube for 6 weeks now and TikTok. Obviously, this isn't on TikTok yet, but we hope to get it on TikTok. But TikTok's been about 6 weeks as well. But bouncing between a couple of platforms and reading chat at the same time is challenging, to say the least. But it works. It works. Gozzo says, I'm good, thanks. Just been playing Hades. Beat the boss second time. Nice. Will you get on to play Hades 2, which we talked about a couple of weeks ago? That's definitely worth a play. Sticky Knievel, good evening. How are you? Lovely. How are you? Lovely to see you. There you go. Ellie's like, thanks. Kindred, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you. His brain is organised chaos, so it's probably easy for... Yeah, there's no explanation how I do it. It just happens. Scott is here. Hello, Scott. Happy birthday to you, by the way. Good to see you. So it was your birthday at 3 o'clock. Well, from 3 o'clock this morning. Hopefully, Hades 2 in the PS is 2. It's great, mate. Hades 2 is fantastic. I stick to streaming on YouTube for now. One platform is enough for me. Happy 30th birthday, Scott. Happy 30th birthday to you. If this was one of my gaming streams, I would break out into song, but it's not. So I haven't got the stuff to do that. So, yeah. Sorry, mate. My apologies that I can't sing you happy birthday, but happy birthday, Scott. There you go. Anyway, obviously I can't do the show by myself. There's a man that knows far more than I could ever know and cram into this addled, muddled brain of mine. Please welcome the one, the only co-host that knows the most. It's the wonderful Mr. David Jones.
Good evening, mate. How you doing?
All right, how are you?
All right, thank you. Evening, everyone in chat. Hope you're all doing well.
There you go. Exclamation Dave in chat. As Gozzo was just done there. He's going to Dave. We were actually playing a game together, weren't we? For the first time in donkey's years.
Yeah. I can't remember the last time we actually played something together. It must have been Sea of Thieves way back when.
Back when I first started.
Now, though.
Yeah, you featured on one of the streams we did when we did Sea of Thieves. Back in the days when I used to play Sea of Thieves twice a week on stream. And now I don't play it at all, which is quite sad when I think about it. But there you go. I wouldn't even be able to play.
It was a cool game.
It was. I couldn't tell you what's going on in it now. I'm so far behind with all the updates, but there you go.
Well, never mind. But yeah, you're right. You know, we were playing Little Nightmares 3 in co-op.
Yes.
Not the smoothest co-op experience we've ever had.
I actually
a bit janky, that one.
I'm going to say this now. So obviously I played it through on solo and said it's all right. It's not as good as the others. But we've played half of it now, haven't we? We've done half of the game together on co-op, and it actually feels a worse experience. And I think I can see why the negative reviews were creeping in, because as a co-op experience, it's not good.
No, it's missing a bit of an extra level of polish, I think, isn't it? Because if you've got your characters close together, they started glitching a little bit animation-wise.
Yeah,
there's a little bit getting yourself in the right position to jump up without getting caught on the environment.
Yeah,
catching the side or something, not be able to move around it quick enough.
There's been things where clipping issues that I haven't had in the solo player game. As Dave says, if you're too close to each other, you kind of frag out, and it means when you're doing chase sequences, if you're too close to each other, it actually messes it up. But if you leave it too far between each other, it means you get caught. Not sure what you're supposed to do there. Sega, sort that out.
No, we had bits in the chases, didn't we, where it didn't actually do
it didn't
like
work.
the event that it's meant to do to slow the enemy down so you can
Yeah,
get away.
it didn't
So just
trigger.
go straight for us.
Yeah, so we had to keep doing the bit over and over again until it actually triggered because something wasn't triggering in the game. We also had a bit where when one person dies, you're both supposed to reset. And there was a bit where I died, but it didn't reset for Dave. And Dave was just wandering by himself and couldn't do anything. And then we had one bit where I think I died and it revamped us both and my character wouldn't move. They just stayed sat down. And it doesn't matter what button I pressed, it wouldn't let me play the game.
No, and when you tried to reset the checkpoints, I don't think it even did it.
No, it didn't. We had to shut the game down to get that working. So if even reloading the checkpoint didn't allow me to play, continue the game. So
not the best experience, really.
Little Nightmares free solo experience. It's all right. Little Nightmares
definitely a nightmare
experience. We will finish it. So there you go. But what else?
Considering we've done half of it in like 2 hours, it's really not very long, is it?
No, we'll get the other half done.
Not particularly scary either, as you said to me before we started.
Yeah, I said to Dave, it's not really scary game compared to the others. So
no, it's definitely a bit of an average one, that one.
Yeah, Sega, Bandai Namco. Oh yeah, what am I talking about? Sega. Oh, that's Sonic. Right. I've got Sonic on the brain. Sorry. Jesus. Hey, do you know why? It's because my copy of Sonic's right in front of me. And it says Sega on the box. So I just looked at it. Little Nightmares Freeze. Yeah, there you go. Bandai Namco. And I've just tipped a load of stuff all over my desk, but there you go. Anyway, Sega, what else have you been playing, Dave?
The only thing that I've been on is Battlefield 6. Been playing quite a bit of that when I've had time. Ooh. So I've been sticking to the escalation mode, which is a new one for this game, which is a really good mode actually, because it's got about 5 or 6 capture points on the big maps. So it's the big open map. So you got all the jets in there and all the tanks that slowly unlock as you're playing. So you get more and more on the battlefield. And as one team is capturing more points than the other, it slowly takes points away. So it starts bringing all the players closer together. So by the end, when there's only like 3 capture points left, it's just absolute chaos. Helicopters and jets in the mix, tanks everywhere. Infantry just running around firing rockets off. It just gets absolutely chaotic, but it's a good fun mode. Been thoroughly enjoying that one. Nice. But then today their season 1 came out along with their battle royale mode. So I had one quick go in the battle royale mode, which seemed okay. I don't know if it'll really be for me because battle royale hasn't grabbed me in the past anyway. But then I had a quick go on the new map that came out today. I think it was called Blackwell Fields. That seemed all right. Had a quick conquest match on that one, and that's pretty good. I had good fun. Again, it was pretty chaotic. Yeah, but it seemed like a decent map. So still planning to put more time into that.
Yeah, we'll talk about more Battlefield later because it's one of the news stories today that we'll talk about, amongst other things. So I finished Shinobi literally after the last talk show. Finally finished it, and as I said, got all the things for 100%ed the whole game because that makes it so much easier to kill the last boss. And then it unlocks a boss rush mode, and it also unlocks, if you found all the secrets, another area with like a super boss, which I was just like, I just can't. So that I'm done with that now, and that's good. And obviously I streamed Keeper the other week, and I finished that, and I thoroughly enjoyed that. And I think I finished that last week or some time ago, and I can see where it got the scores. I think what Keeper got a 9 out of 10 on the show last week. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Did things that I didn't think that game was going to do. Went to places I didn't think it was going to do, and
that's good.
It impressed me. So yeah, even more. If I say what it is, it'll ruin the story, so I won't. But thoroughly enjoyed that a lot, really a lot. So that was done and dusted. So been playing more. Also Ninja Gaiden 4 because obviously we streamed that last week. And been playing a lot of that. I'm about like 8 or 9 chapters in on that. Thoroughly enjoying that. And we played, obviously, some of you might have seen me playing Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2, which we also talked about last week. I enjoyed that last night. And that makes me want to carry on playing. I think we said this, and people who watched the stream last night, it is not an RPG. It is not an RPG, any shape or form. But it's certainly a very good sort of Dishonored-esque detective game.
Mm-hmm.
And I like that.
Oh, okay.
So as Kindred said, yeah, it's more a linear story-driven game. I get the feel that it's going to get less linear because there's all these things opening up and people I'm talking to. And what I've learned is I'm going to be able to go to different locations. But at the moment, the way the story's progressing, it's like go to this one location, talk to these people, but you can go visit these people in a bit. And it looks like there's going to be areas I'm going to go. So the map is going to open up, but it's not open world, so to speak. It's like, oh, you can, it's a bit more. I mean, the new Mafia game's not a good example, but a bit more like Mafia 3, where it's like, oh, there's these side missions on this map you can go to, or you can just carry on with the main story. I think that's the way it's going to go. But there you go. Brian said Battle Royale is about avoiding other people, so it's my ideal online game. This top 5 for this year is looking to be interesting for end of year. Well, I'm going to say there's still other games to come out. I think I'm going to have a big battle on my hands to do a top 5 and recommendations. And depending on what Dave decides to pick and depending on what our guest is going to pick will determine how easy or how difficult it is. But I am really struggling for like my top 3 already. There's too many games that have been good this year.
I might find it easy because I've played considerably less than you, really. When I look at my list, it's not a huge amount there, so I think I'll be able to pick 5 out reasonably easily.
Yeah, so we'll see. Obviously, discussions about that will start probably about the second week of November, about a week before we do the show. So we'll see because it's a change. Something might change. There's still a few good games to come out yet. Anyway, that's the Christmas special. Don't want to talk about that, even though it's probably about like 2 months away. Probably is actually. It's probably less than 2 months away from doing the Christmas special. But let's bring our guest in. This wonderful gentleman. It's his first time on the show. We've had his wonderful other half on the show as well. He's also in chat right now. Hello, Ellie. How you doing? And he has been at numerous events, and he's going to be at Format this weekend. Obviously, this week. Obviously, we had Simran on the show last week, so you can go say hello to this guy if he's feeling a little bit better because he's feeling a little bit poorly. So we're going to go easy on him. But please welcome the one, the only, Mr. Fleabag Arcade.
Good evening. Thank you for the sympathy roll. I need it.
Welcome.
Evening chat as well. Yeah, I've got the dreaded man flu, so yeah, I need all the sympathy right now. Only blokes know what it's like.
There you go. His links, thank you, iQuail. His links are pinned to the top of the Twitch chat. They will be appearing in the YouTube chat. So if you're not following him, all his links are there. So if anyone doesn't know who you are, please tell us.
Oh, God. I always hate this bit. Do you know what this bit reminds me of? If you've ever worked for a big corporate company, they send you to these away days for bonding and team building and all that sort of stuff. And you get put in this room with all your colleagues and this person who's meant to be like this industry leading expert, which you've never heard of, go figure. And they sell you, oh, you know, right, we're going to take it in turns. You're going to go around a circle. You've got to stand up, tell everybody a little bit about yourself. And it's like, oh, do we really have to do this? I work with these people 40 hours a week for years on end. They know more about me than my own family probably does. So I always dread this bit because I'm never any fucking good at it. But yeah, if you know me already, evening, good to see you. If you don't, I'm Fleabag, Fleabag Arcade. You can call me Flea as well if you like. I answer to most things. I'm a streamer, content creator, although I use that very loosely at the moment because I'm on a bit of an extended break, but I will be coming back soon. I dabble in FPS games, so I dip my toe in Fortnite every now and then. I'm a big Division fan. I love that game series, hence why I want to steal your hoodie off you. So if you want to wear it Thursday, feel free, and I will undress you in the middle of Liverpool. That's not a problem. My main genre, though, is ARPGs, so Diablo series, Path of Exile, World of Warcraft, all those sorts of games. Those are my bag. So yeah, that's me in a nutshell. I am going to be coming back to streaming soon, but the big one for me is going to be 2026, when I'm going to be bringing out a brand new podcast called The Fleacast. Creative, I know. So I'm looking forward to getting on with that one. It's going to be primarily a gaming podcast. Yeah. But I want to kind of strip the layers back of people like an onion, you know, see outside of gaming what makes them tick. You know, if they're into football, we'll talk about football. If they like their music, we'll talk about music. All that sort of thing. You know, there's more to us than just video games. So I kind of want to get people on and try and unlock those layers of them and see what, you know, off stream and things like that, what really makes them tick. And think the other one for me as well, one of the reasons I really want to do it is, being a big advocate for mental health, especially men's mental health. I want to use that as a platform to, really let people feel like they've got a safe space to come and hang out, feel like they've got a voice who will listen to them, and they've got someone that they can speak to. And, I just want to use that really as a platform just to let guys know that, hey, come on, it's okay not to be okay. There's support out there if you need it. And, use other content creators to really push that message out there. So that's the main aim with that one. But yeah, that's coming out next year, and I'm really looking forward to that.
There you go. Danker's saying, I can picture your eventual shorts channel be called Flea Bites.
I like that, Danker. Thank you very much. Can somebody write that down for me, please?
Yes, it's still that, because that's gold. That's YouTube Shorts gold. That is. That's awesome. Okay. Well, obviously, you're going to be at Format this week.
Yes, happy Format week, everyone.
So you're going to be there Thursday and Friday?
Yeah, both days, yes.
Amazing. So if anyone who's in the chat wants to come and see you, come and say hi.
Yeah, feel free. You're very approachable.
Yeah, he is. It's true. I've known him for a long time. So, yes, it's all good. And Ems, hello. Welcome on in. Great to see you. But yeah, we will look out for your podcast in the new year. I look forward to seeing that, mate, and listening to it as well. Is it going to be audio only, or is it going to be like a YouTube?
No, it's going to be both.
Sweet. Okay, nice.
It's going to be both.
Yeah. There you go. See, Ellie confirms he doesn't actually bite, so please say hi. It's official. Brian, he said, only going on the Friday for the after party, but looking forward to it, mate. Be good to see you again, Brian. So come and say hi. I'm there. I'm even there tomorrow because it's the industry day tomorrow, so I'm there for all 3 days.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, come and say. To be honest, so will I. So I've got an early start to get over to Liverpool tomorrow, but yeah, come over and say hi. We're there. If you're there, I'm just going to do a little plug. If you're there on the Thursday, we are in one of the rooms, not in the room with the main stage, but the room with the second stage. We are quite close to the stage and where you get the food. Our exhibition stands there in between Rafe and another set of games. Another company that's got some games to show. We have got Sonic Racing, new Sonic Racing game to play. We've got Just Dance 2026. We've got one of the Just Dance judges on our stand, Alex, who's going to be with us. We're in some competition there, and Mario Kart and Little Nightmares 3, even though I've been slagging it off. But hey, if you want to play it and want to try it and you haven't tried it, you can play that on our stand.
As long as it's just solo.
Yeah, as long as it's just solo, because you can't do couch co-op because it's that shit.
Oh, can you not?
No, you can only do online co-op. How badly thought out was that? Anyway.
Yeah, very.
Yeah, I had that rant 2 weeks ago. Iquel said you had me at food. Yes. So that's on the Thursday. We'll be there from 6 until kick out, which is 1 a.m. And on the Friday, I am co-running the Halloween after party. So if you're turning up in costume, great. And if you're not, that's great as well. Come and join us. We've got DJ Navy B in the cocktail lounge. Your ticket gets you access to the whole of the arcade. So you're saving 20 quid on entry, which is fantastic. And we're going to have a couple of competitions on the big comfy sofas with the giant screens as well. Not going to say what those competitions are because me and Lucy at Arcanes are just thrashing out ideas literally today about that we're going to be. But some are going to be some classic games. It's not all going to be modern games, the challenges. So there you go. I'll be in costume as a YouTuber. Beautiful. Beautiful.
To be fair, you had me at cocktails.
Yeah, the cocktails. Actually, I didn't get to try the cocktails at Timeless. So
no, I saw the bar there, but it was sort of like late on in the evening, when everything was starting to wrap up. So I didn't actually have a chance to go in there. But it did literally,
as soon as we're set up after 6 o'clock, I'll be hitting that bar because Friday I'm going to get shit faced.
First round on you then.
Yeah, maybe. If I'm drunk enough, I'll probably say yes. As Danker said earlier, I've got pin code in front of me. I'll be shouting it out over the mic. Here's my pin code for my card. So there you go. Right, okay. Shall we crack on with the show, gents?
Yeah, let's get to it.
Okay, so this is our 240th show. Oh my God. 10 shows to go before we hit the big 250. Oh, and also, do you know what's funny is, I'm just going to say this. This is our 240th TNGC. And as of last night, I've got 2,400 followers on Twitch.
GG.
How spooky is that?
That's good going.
Yeah, so literally in 24 hours. So there you go. We've got 8 new games for you tonight. We are going to be talking about Jurassic Park Evolution 3. We're going to be talking about Tormented Souls 2, Powerwash Simulator 2, and Jackbox Party Pack 11, plus 4 other games. We're also going to be talking, as I say, more Battlefield 6 news. And we are going to be talking about the demise of Microsoft. and how they are digging themselves into an even bigger hole after certain announcements this week.
Don't get me started on that.
Jesus, I had a 15-minute rant 2 weeks ago. It's going to be an interesting one. There you go. Ellie says that's book shopping on the Friday sorted courtesy of Mag's card. Fucking hell. Guru, good evening. Oh, you know, looks like the gang's all here tonight. They certainly are. So let's crack on with our first game. And this is technically it is a remaster, but it's also a reimagining. That's probably the best way of saying it, of a classic boomer shooter. But this is, and I haven't put remaster, rematch on it. It's just called the same thing that the original game was. But ladies and gentlemen, this came out last Tuesday on PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC, and this is Painkiller. There you go. So that is Painkiller. And I say it's not really a remaster. It's more of a reimagining, isn't it, Dave, with this one?
Yeah, I think reimagining is the right word, because the original version was more like a single player sort of Doom clone, back in the day. This one is like a free player co-op game. Can play it single player with a couple of AI companions, or you can get a couple of mates involved. It's free player online. And whilst it's not sort of structured like a normal campaign, from what I've seen of sort of the menu layout, you can like pick, like I think that word is a raid in this one. You pick like a raid to do, and then there's like 3 biomes that you go through, 3 levels in that raid. And I think when you go into it, you get to pick a couple of weapons to go in with, and then as you play through, you'll get like, I think, cards that help you upgrade them, change some of the effects they do, and it mixes things up that way. So I think it limits you to 2 guns. You've got to be a bit choose on what you're going to take in, but make sure it mixes up with what your friends are taking, and then customize yourself as you go along. So it's kind of almost sounds a bit roguelike-ish in a way with cars, but it's not really described as a roguelike. It's just described as a co-op FPS game. Looks decent enough graphics-wise. Looks like a nice sort of fast-paced shooter. I think probably if you like the recent Doom games or other fast-paced shooters, you might get something out of this one. It looks all right from what I can see, but definitely quite different than what the original game was.
Yeah, I never played the original, but it was something I always wanted to play and never got round to it. But I'm not so sure about this one, I'll be honest. But we'll see. We'll see. Fleabag.
I like you never played the original, but it's kind of like, if Doom and Diablo 4 had a bastard love child, this game would be it, I think.
Yeah.
It's got very similar elements, both of those games kind of stitched together. But from what I've heard about it, it comes from the same studio that worked on, I think it was Baldur's Gate 3 and Silent Hill 2. So based on that, it should actually play pretty well.
I'm trying to think. Who's it that's...
it begins with an A. The name escapes me.
Yeah, because I know Saber Interactive have published it, and then
the developer for this, I think, is Anshar Studios.
Anshar, that's it.
Yeah, there you go. That's it. And then isn't one of the old game companies that used to make Rise of the Triads involved as well? Isn't somehow
3D Realms?
Realms have got
I heard their name mentioned somewhere.
Yeah, so they're in there somewhere as well. So it's been a bit of a big collaboration.
Someone who plays both FPS and ARPGs, it's something that may well end up on the wish list.
Okay. All right. Well, for people who have not seen the show, we technically don't review the games But I scour the internet over the course of the week and find all the different review scores, and then I turn that into an average score between 0 and 10. If you're wondering why people are putting numbers in the chat, it's because they're having a guess, and if they get it correct, it means they will get a shout out for their channel in the chat. You can have halves and whole numbers anywhere between 0 and 10. And as I say, if you get it right, you will get a shout out. And also Dave and Flea will also be partaking in this. So we've got a couple in the chat already, and then I'll get to the guys on screen. So Danka's saying it's 6, but only because I've heard issues related to repetitive levels, possibly. Gozzo also saying a 6. Games Guru saying a 7. Brian saying a 6. 6.5 for Flame. Retro Shazar says 6. So get your scores in now, chat. But Dave, I'll start with you. What do you think this has got?
I'll try a 7.
Okay, going for a 7. So it's on a kind of on the good side of things. A Flea?
I'm notoriously bad at this, so I'm going to start as I mean to go on and go with a 6.5.
6.5. Okay. All right. Folks, get your scores in chat. This is Painkiller, the 2025 edition, because that's the only way you can really describe it, which came out last Tuesday on PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC. iQual is saying a 7. There you go. And I can tell you, if no one else is going to have a guess, that Start As You Mean to Go On might be the way it goes for tonight, because Flea, 6.5 this got.
What a fluke.
There you go. You got the first one right.
The first time I've ever got a score right on your show is the time I come on as the guest.
Yeah, so now you've only got another 7 to get. All right. So
shit, no pressure.
But there you go. But well done as well. Obviously, a shout out to our guest. Go check out all his socials on his TikTok, his Insta, his Twitch channel, everything there. You can click on that link and it takes you to all of them. Well done to Flame as well for getting 6.5. But generally, a lot of people are very unhappy with this game. A lot of people saying this is not Painkiller. This is something very different. The fact that you haven't got multiple weapons, as Dave says, you've got only 2 games, 2 guns, sorry. And apparently a lot of, as Danka said, levels can get repetitive. Yeah, it's not really. It's a reimagining that should have been rethought, I think. So
it sounds like it was rushed.
Yeah, if you like this kind of game, go for it. If you don't, Cozy Game Girl, hi, how you doing? Hope you're doing good. Great to see you. Guru saying, well done, Mr. Flea. There you go. Well done.
Thank you.
There you go. Let's hit the button. So everyone's getting their shout outs, and do please follow everyone that gets a shout out, because they spend the time to come and watch the show, so greatly appreciate it. So we're going to swiftly move on to our second game. Brian says I want to play it regardless. It could be, 6.5 is not bad. It's perfectly okay. It's just that you might find it's not got that longevity. You might play it a couple of weekends and then that's it. So it's not a bad game. It's just an okay game. So there you go. But yeah, go try it out. Let us know what you think, Brian. Moving on. Another game. I'm going to say there are insects in this game. Okay, so if you're not a fan of insects, I don't think there's any spiders, but there's insects in this next one. This came out on PC also last Tuesday, and this is called Isopod. It's a webbed spin-off. So here we go. Let's have a look at the trailer for this. There you go. Isopod against the machines, by the looks of it. So, tell us about this one. It's almost like an ant adventure, isn't it, in a way? Even though you're playing
it is. You're playing as a little pill bug. I think it's set in like the Australian bush, and it's trying to stop sort of the fire ants taking over. So as you're going through the levels, you'll meet lots of the little insect creatures, and I think you've got to complete their little quests and try and get other insect factions to unite back with you to fight off the fire ants and stop them taking over, because it looks like they're trying to sort of use like industrial type tools to sort of take over the bush. Looks like an interesting little platform though. It's like a physics-based platformer. So your character can do normal little jumps and roll around, but it's also got a little magnet for game reasons. He can use a little magnet to attract himself to objects and just fling himself around the game world. Looks like it could be quite a fun little game from what I can tell of it. I quite like the graphics for it. Seems all right. So I think I'd definitely have a go. Feels a little bit different than some of the other platformers you generally see.
Yeah.
I think it's to play as a pill bugging game. So
yeah. It looks like perfectly decent fun. I'm not going to lie. Flea, your thoughts on this one?
Yeah, like Dave said, it does look like a very good little platformer, something different to what we're used to seeing in the mainstream. I think people who are fans of games like Grounded and It Takes Two will probably really enjoy this. Platformers, I've not really played them much since sort of like the early noughties, but seeing something like that, it would make me want to give that a go again, because I really did enjoy It Takes Two.
Yeah, great game.
Yeah, amazing game.
As well, Split
thoroughly
Fiction.
Deserved game of the year.
Yeah, it did. I love that game so much. Whether Split Fiction will do the same this year, I don't know. It's got tough competition, but I know it's definitely.
It has, but I think it's got a good chance.
Yeah, I don't think it will, but we'll see. We shall see. Okay. Let's see. A couple of people got scores in already. Brian going for a 7. Danka going for a 6.5. Gozza also going for a 6.5. Chat, get your scores in now. Cozy Gamer Girl going for a 7.5 for this one. Flea, I'll start with you. What do you reckon for this?
I'm going to give it a steady 7 on this one, I think.
Okay, steady 7. Flame is agreeing with you on that as well. And Dave, what say you?
I'll try 7.5.
7.5. Okay, so slightly higher. There we go. Retro are also saying a 7 as well. Folks, last chance. Get your scores in. This is Isopod, a webbed spin-off, which came out last Tuesday on PC. If there are no other scores in either chats, I can tell you. Icon says, I missed the trailer. Classic 7 was my go-to safe. Okay, we'll take that as a 7 in Iquel. But I can tell you that there might be a theme to tonight's show, but it's not the theme we started with, because this is the theme because it's got exactly the same score as the first game. It's got a 6.5 out of 10. So a lot of people
would have got a little bit higher.
Yeah, so would I. But 2 people. Good evening, Dave Johnson. Here he is. He's our community. So his last night as community member of the month as well. So we've got to give Dave Johnson a shout out. Gozzo, congratulations. Danka, both of you are off the starting grid with your first ones right tonight. There you go. And next month, no, Dave. I'll find that's Pocket Locket, unless Pocket Locket has given you a lot of money because you bribed her, and that makes you a terrible, terrible, terrible human being. There you go. Now, let's talk about some gaming news, moving swiftly on. So, we have been talking about this over the last couple of weeks, but there's 2 lots of things. We're going to break this into 2 halves. Okay. So, we're going to talk about, firstly, that Microsoft have not necessarily announced a new console, but said a couple of weeks ago that we are dedicated to still bringing a console, but they kind of gave a little bit more information over the last 7 days. But they used a phrase, or I should say Sarah Bond, the president, used a phrase that I can only think she must have sat down and had a lunch with Randy Pitchford, because it made her sound like an absolute piece of shit, just like Randy Pitchford. Mind you, Borderlands 4 is selling well, so good on you, Randy. So it's one of the best-selling games. It's the 3rd best-selling game of the year so far, believe it or not. So we'll see how that pans out for the rest of the year. Microsoft stated that they have now got the agreement with AMD to help build this brand new console. It will be fully backwards compatible. So anyone that's got your Xbox Series X, S, One, even the 360 games, you'll be able to play all them on them, which is good because that's what Xbox is known for. But it is going to be a hybrid PC console, which basically means that you will have a Steam store on there, and you will have your Xbox dashboard. But if you want to jump out, you can go to a Windows 11 setup. So it's going to be very similar to the way that their new Xbox Rogue Ally X, which we talked about last week, is, because that is a handheld gaming console, but not just for Xbox, because you can play Steam games. But this means that with that comes possible high prices, because obviously a Rogue Ally X is quite pricey, 800 quid over here, nearly £1,000 over in the States. And they have basically stated, Sarah Bond said, that the next Xbox console will be a high-end and premium product. I fucking hate people who use this.
Cha-ching.
Yeah, which obviously means it's going to cost you. Now, what's interesting is Xbox have already, back in the day when Xbox came out, which is nearly 5 years ago, can you believe it? Nearly five years ago. You can get an Xbox Series X for 500 quid in this country. Right, 500 quid, bang on the nose, right? And I think a PlayStation 5 is around about the same, or even slightly cheaper at 450 with the disk drive version, okay, at the time. And a Series S was a lot cheaper, nearly half the price, okay? But now the prices have gone up so much, and we've seen the price increase of the Series X. It costs you a lot more than that in this country. And in America, it nearly costs you nearly $600. And there's also the 2 terabyte special edition version, which is $800. Okay, so just for an extra terabyte of hard drive, you get a Series X with a bit of sparkly stuff on it, which makes people think that it could be round about the 1K mark. It has been stated that this new Xbox console is likely to land round about this time in 2 years, which is exactly when we're expecting the new Sony console as well. So you've literally, seeing as we're in new gen and we're about to come up to 5 years, you've only got 2 years left on your new gen, ladies and gents. That is all you've got. 2 years left on your PS5 and your Xbox Series X and S's. So
you say that though, but cross-gen will carry on for a long, long time.
Absolutely.
No question about that at all.
I think it will, because we've seen that a lot of people were playing PS4 for a long time before they took the jump to PS5. Scottish Soul, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome on in. So, what do we reckon? How much is this going to set you back as a premium product, this new Xbox console?
I think you'd be looking at least £800 for something like that. The fact that, like you said, they partnered up with AMD. We know AMD prices aren't cheap anymore. They're certainly they're the premium end. They're good products, don't get me wrong, but they are premium price now. So I think with those consoles, you are going to be looking, the cheapest version probably is going to be around about £800. And I think a couple of people in chat who have said the 1K mark, like Kindred, I think they're not far off the mark at all. I think if you want the what's going to be the next gen console, but the decent version of it, you're going to be looking at around about £1,000, I think.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
No, and it's a shame because it's going to price a hell of a lot of people out.
It is, and that's what makes me annoyed, because the fact that they've used the term premium and high-end product basically makes it sound elitist, which was the same way that Borderlands 4 was pitched. Like, if you can't afford 70 quid for a game, tough fucking shit, we don't care. That's
the shit attitude to have.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, that's the way Xbox and Microsoft seem to be going at the moment, with all the shit that's been going on in the press with them, not only about the prices of Game Pass going up, but now all this console stuff as well.
Yeah.
They're shooting themselves in the foot so bad.
And we will talk about
it's going to come back and bite them. We'll hold on to that.
We'll hold on that, because we will talk about that, because there's interesting developments of why this is going to come back and bite them on their ass. But Dave, your thoughts on this?
I mean, it does sound like it's going to be a high price, but of course, it's all just rumor speculation at the moment. So I mean, ignoring what could be an expensive machine at the moment, I think a couple of things it's kind of got against it from everything of it that's going on at the moment is, apart from Game Pass, they really haven't got anything going for them at all anymore to attract people to the platform. They've got no exclusives.
Yeah, no exclusives.
That was the thing back in the day. This is exclusive to this platform, so it tempts you to go and buy that. PlayStation had their exclusives, still got plenty. Microsoft had like Halo and stuff like that. We'll talk a bit more about later, but they haven't got that now. They let that all go to PlayStation. It's all on PC. And if they think thing is basically a glorified PC. I've already got a PC.
Yeah, same.
And the one thing that might attract you to maybe the next Xbox, even if it is a glorified PC, is if it does something good with Windows to make it more of a console-like experience. Because I do dislike Windows most of the time these days. It's a pain in the arse. It gets in the way of stuff. It's got all this other bullshit in the background that's a pain in the arse. But I think a glimpse of what you might get, like OS-wise, is what's on the ROG Xbox Ally at the moment, and that isn't currently a very good experience. Whilst they give you like a customized front end to get access to all the stores, Windows 11 is there just in the background. It's waiting to rear its ugly head. Asking you to do updates, you need to go into it to access the stores initially to set things up. It's not a nice, simple experience like everyone's used to getting with a console. You turn it on, a couple of bits of setup, you're in, off you go. No other dicking around, no other shit in the background that can cause you problems. So they're really going to have to do something in the next year or two to really improve the Windows experience on this sort of box to make it attractive, because otherwise it is just going to feel pointless.
It is.
I might as well go and buy the bits that I need for a PC and just upgrade those parts.
There is that. I am going to say there is one thing that a couple of people brought up which I thought was interesting. If you do buy this Xbox console and it is PC driven, there are certain Sony games you'll be able to play, which you'll have never been able to play on the Xbox console, which is quite interesting because things like Spider-Man, Ghost of Tsushima, numerous other things, Days Gone, all that sort of stuff, God of War is on PC.
Playing on your X-branded PC.
X-branded PC. But saying that, not all those conversions of games have been fantastic, as we know. So you're not going to get all the PlayStation games, but you will get some. But I think Sony are less likely to lose out compared to Xbox, who seem to literally just be giving all their exclusives away to anybody now because they haven't got any.
Yeah, so I think they've got a lot of money to third-party publisher.
Let's be honest.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's the two things. Got to get money back.
I think they're seeing more money in the software sales than hardware because Forza Horizon 5 came out on PS5.
Yes,
it was like the biggest seller for the month that month.
It is,
Microsoft title at the top of the PlayStation charts there.
Yeah,
so you would never have thought of
Halo
in the
coming
past.
out onto PS5 will be a good thing as well. That'll be a very popular thing.
Bigger audience on there as well. So get
Gears
make way more money software wise.
Gears didn't really do as well, unfortunately for them. Gears was a bit of a not many. It didn't sell well, and that was across the board because anyone who got the anniversary edition, it was pretty much the same fucking thing, just 10 years later. And then the PS5, people didn't really buy that, but I think Halo will shift, and obviously Forza we've seen shift. Sea of Thieves was a massive success as well on PS5 as well when that landed almost 2 years ago now. Can you believe that? It's insane. Was that April last year? It's coming up to 2 years anyway.
Mate. Too many games.
But there you go. Well, we were talking more of the downfall of Microsoft a little bit later on the show. But let's move on to our third game of the night. Call me Master Dave, says Dave for Halo. So no doubt I will have to cover that new fucking game when it comes out, but never mind.
You'll love it.
Anyway.
It's a good game.
We'll make you love it, Mag.
Anyway, moving on. Another game that came out last Tuesday, and actually all the reviews dropped for this while we were doing this show live, so hence why we couldn't do this. Scottish Soul's like, pew, pew. There will be that. So there is that. That's sort of, this came out last Tuesday as well on PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC, and is the third game, and yes, got the smooth overtones of Mr. Jeff Goldblum. It's Jurassic World Evolution 3. Here comes the trailer.
It all started with an idea. What if? What if we could bring the past to life? From the very beginning, we got it wrong, leaving us no choice but to look back to where it all began. And now, well, now the future of human and prehistoric life depends on us finding ways to coexist. especially when nature shows us who's really in control. We can't undo the past, but maybe, just maybe, we can avoid repeating it. All I can say is, I hope you know what you're doing. Now, the very future is in your hands.
Thank you, Jeff Goldblum, for that update on Jurassic Evolution 3. So yeah, third one in the series. This is a series that's done very well, isn't it, Dave?
Oh yeah. I mean, it's the sort of thing that fits really well with the theme, isn't it? You know, building your own Jurassic Park. Because from watching the movies, always quite fantasized about how you could do it better yourself. Although it's always quite cool seeing it go tits up like it does in the trailer, where you get chosen the T-Rex carried off by pterodactyls. That sort of is always quite cool. But being the third game in the series, this is just a further refinement really of everything that's been in there before. You are building your own parks. It's got the narrative campaign, but you've also got your sandbox, and I think there's like an island generator as well. If you want to play the campaign bit, I think you're building up parks scattered around the world, so make them more attractive, get more guests in, breed more dinosaurs. But there's also like some sabotage group who are sort of against breeding these dinosaurs that should be extinct. So they're trying to sabotage your various parks. You've got to try and deal with them while keeping your guests happy. And one of the other sort of new bits in this is you got the male and female dinosaurs who can now breed in this. You haven't got to just keep making it with DNA each time. The dinosaurs can breed, so you'll have little baby dinosaurs, juvenile dinosaurs in this one. So it's got like a few extra bits to it, but it is ultimately the same game, just looking prettier with a few little extra bits in it. I think it still looks good. I did try a bit of the first one way back when, and it was pretty good. It's the sort of game you can just mess around in for ages of building a perfect park. Just think hours into these easily.
It's very easy going. I played the first one, didn't play the second one, but did play the first one. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Like it a lot. Fleabag.
Yeah, I'm the same as both of you. I've played the first one.
Yeah.
Not played the second one. Intrigued by this one. I found the first one. It was such a labor of love. You had to put a lot of time into it. There was a lot of information thrown at you straight away, and it was like shitting hell. What's going on? You've got to try and remember all this stuff, and it got very intense very quickly. But once you kind of figured it all out, it became enjoyable, and it's one of those. I can't believe I'm saying this when there's dinosaurs involved, but it's one of those, for me, nice chill games.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm intrigued to see how this one stacks up against the other two. What, no pun intended, but what's evolved, what's different, what's new, what have they made fresh that couldn't just be a DLC on the first game?
Yeah. All right. Well, let's see what people are saying about it. Chat, get your scores in. For those who've just joined us, if you haven't seen the show before, we don't review the games, but you get to guess what the reviewers said about this game, and you can have put your scores in chat. If you guess correctly, you get a shout out for your channel. Danka coming in with an 8, swiftly followed by Gozzo with also an 8. Dave also coming in with an 8. Brian says 7, but only because it's too similar to the previous ones. iQual 7.5. Legendary JL, hello. I've not said hello to you yet, buddy. Good to see you, but mate, a 7. Retro Shazar going a little bit lower for a 6.5. And Flame is going for a 7. So get your scores in chat now. Dave, what do you reckon to this one?
I'm going to go with an 8 for this one.
Going for an 8. Okay, going high. And Flea?
In terms of going different with Dave, because I was originally going to go with an 8, I'm just going to drop it down to a 7.5, just because I can't see that there's going to be anything groundbreaking compared to the first 2 games to give it a higher score. So 7.5.
Okay, going for 7.5. Danker says it may be similar, but it sells. It's true.
It does.
People like making dino parks. There you go. Last chance, folks. This is Jurassic Park Evolution 3, which came out last Tuesday on PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC. And if there are no more scores in the chat, I can tell you this got an 8 out of 10.
Well done, Dave.
There you go. So definitely worth checking out, folks. So congratulations to a number of people. We'll thank Dave a little bit on, but Mr. Dave Johnson, well done. You get your first one right for the evening. Gozzo, second one, and Danker's second one. Everyone else was quite close. Quite close. But there you go. There you go. And obviously, Dave isn't a streamer, so we have to give him a shout out in a way. You can do exclamation Dave in chat if you want to give him a shout out. But how would you like your shout out, first shout out of the day?
Let's start off with some spinning on your chair, mate.
Spinning on the chair, the good old classic. Here we go.
It works.
Do you know what? I'll even do it with dinosaur hands. You ready? Here we go.
Fitting.
There we go. Very fitting. Ready? There you go.
I thought you were having a stroke then.
I'm all right. Yeah, I'm fine. So there you go. Raw, says chat. Dave Johnson says, okay, even I'm scared. It's more like the fucking Exorcist in Jurassic Park, wasn't it? So there you go.
It is Halloween week.
It is Halloween week. So there you go. Right. Moving on to our fourth game. Somebody clip that, please. By all means, clip it. It'll be on TikTok in about 4 weeks' time. So our next game going into Wednesday last week. This came out on PS5 and PC and is an episodic game brought to us by a well-known D&D tribe. Let's have a look at this. This is Dispatch.
Take your clothes off.
What's happening right now?
It's better if you keep your identity a secret. Here. I remembered you being bigger. I was a little drunk. I work better alone.
The hell, man?
Hello, Robert.
How do you move so quiet?
I float.
What the fuck?
I only came in as I thought we were playing Magic the Gathering tonight. I am hoping we still may.
There you go. So that is Dispatch. So a huge cast of people, and obviously all the people from Critical Role as well. Notice another number of other well-known voice actors in there as well, for good measure. But this is our little foray into a episodic game, isn't it, Dave?
Yeah, that's right. I think some of the devs are ex-Telltale devs who are famous for some good narrative adventure games. Way back when, so they've sort of come back, formed this studio, and then brought this one out, which, as you mentioned, is an episodic release. I think the first 2 episodes came out last week. There's been 2 more episodes each week to make up 8 episodes.
Yeah.
So not long to wait for all of it, which is good. This one, I think it was shown, wasn't it, back at the Summer Game Fest?
Yeah.
It caught my eye back then because I really like the look of the animation to it. Also, it's got, as you mentioned, it's got a very good voice cast there. It all sound pretty good for what I see in the trailers. In this game, though, you're playing as one of these superheroes who's become a bit sidelined. I think he was called Mecha Man, and whilst he had no actual superpowers himself, he had a mech suit that he inherited from like his grandfather and father. But it's then got, I don't think it's quite got destroyed, but it's fallen into disrepair, and he can't afford to get it fixed up. So having no actual superpowers, he's now become a bit sidelined and just has to sort of work as a dispatcher, to send actual superheroes out to fight certain crimes. So you've got like a bit of a sort of management type sort of sim in there as well. You got to like manage who goes where, make sure you pick the right person, make sure they don't get sort of knocked out and able to go to the next crime that might come up. So a little bit of management to it there. Otherwise, it's mainly just enjoying the story, making decisions as they come up, seeing where the decisions then take the story. But I like the look at this one. As I say, animation looks really cool to it. Voice acting sounds really good. So I'm going to wait and see how it turns out after the 8 episodes. Make sure it doesn't take a sudden nosedive towards the end. And if it does, turn out to be good, I might pick it up near the end of the year.
John Unisong says, I would have taken my clothes off when she said to if I look like him. There you go. I'm pretty sure it was shown at the Game Awards last year too. I think it was, because didn't they get some critical roll up on stage? I think they did, possibly. I get all these game things blur into.
Oh no, it's hard to remember, isn't it?
What got shown at what event? Flipping out, I don't know. But there you go. But it definitely was, shown. Please don't get naked drawn, says Dave. We don't want to get jealous. There you go. Right, Flea, your thoughts on this? Good old Aaron Paul. Yeah, bitch.
It's got my attention for sure. When something's described as a choice-based, what was it they described it as, a workplace superhero comedy or something? Any game that's called that has got to get your attention, surely. But I've not really played any sort of choice-based games since As Dusk Falls, and I did quite enjoy that one. But this one, it just looks like a hell of a lot of fun. It's going to be completely different kind of choices to us As Dusk Falls for sure. But it's still got my attention. I'm definitely looking forward to seeing more of this.
Sweet. Okay. Also want to say a big shout out to 2 people in chat right now. Drawn Unicycle and Danker have both reached a 7-stream streak, so you've been awarded extra Mojo Bites. So there you go. So you can spend those on the streams next week. So thank you for being regular viewers. Greatly appreciate it. John has already wish listed it. So there you go. So let's see what scores are coming in already. Danker says, okay, I'm going high with this. 8.5. Okay. Brian, my better half, says this is awesome. Going to have to say a 9. Drawn, 8.5. Gozzo, 8.5. Chat, get your scores in right now. And ironically, yes, Dave, you're right. That's why he mentioned being nude. Yes. Mag united me, so I'm obligated. Iquel says, this looks super pretty. I'm not sure how much game is there from the trailer, though. Well, it's all footage, but there you go. C4 and Haggis, good to see you, says, hey, Flea.
Evening, Haggis.
There you go. Hey, Mag. Hey, how you doing, buddy? Flame saying an 8 out of 10. C4 and Haggis, 8 out of 10, but no idea. Retro Jazar, 8 out of 10. Flea, we'll start with you. What do you reckon this got?
Chat split. I'm going to go with the majority. I'm going to say 8.5.
8.5 for Flea. Dave?
I'm going to try an 8.
Go for an 8. Okay, you two have swapped round when you did the opposite. Yeah, okay, so 8.5 for Flea, 8 for Dave. Folks, last chance, get your scores in. This is Dispatch, which came out on PS5 and PC last Wednesday. If there are no more scores in chat. Oh, Iquel sneaking in there. Iquel, 8.5 because everyone else said that, and I can't be bothered to think. There you go. Yes, no, shit. Jesse, coming in with a tier 1 sub for 50 months, and he went 50, fucking 50. Why have I not left? Why have I not been thrown out? Says Jesse. Thank you so much for that sub, mate. Greatly appreciate it. 50 fucking months. That is 4 more digits than Dave if it was in years. And slightly, I'll be catching up the same. There you go. If you want to follow Big Jesse, there's a little heart on the Twitch chat there. Dave, are you trying to say 8.5? You put 85, so I'm assuming you meant 8.5. I don't know if that was a typo. Let me know before you go. But Jesse, great to have you here. Thank you. Also, hi, Flea. Dave, you sexy beast. Hi, Mag, you dickhead.
Good evening.
Fuck you, Jesse.
Fuck you, say it back.
Yeah, fuck you, say it back, yeah. Dave says, no, 85. Thanks for clearing that up. Fuck's sake. Also, Dan Game Tank coming in says, not quite at Jesse levels, but 36 months. Thank you so much to Dan Game Tank. Jesse says, fuck you, say it back. Yes, Dave says 8.5. Okay. Thank you so much. And we are very close to a hype train. Hype train coming. Gonna say this now. If I can find where she is on chat. Who was it that ended up in ads? So just suggesting if someone wants to do this. But if someone wants to get Cozy Game Girl a sub, gift a sub, that might just push us over the edge because fortunately she keeps getting the ads. So there you go. Just saying if you want to start a hype train. But not the sort of hype train that we had 2 weeks ago where the show ran 40 minutes late. Okay, just saying. All right, but do appreciate the subs because it helps fund the channel. So there you go. Right. If there are no more suggestions for this one, I can tell you that this did get an 8.5 out of 10.
Ooh,
And just as we did that, Dave froze. That's like,
He's mortified that we switched roles.
I know. He's mortified. So he doesn't even know he's got it right. So there you go. He has disappeared. I'm going to leave that up there because that's quite an embarrassing image of him. So that is quite good. So
Nobody screenshot.
Yeah, everybody screenshot. But there you go. If he disconnects, we'll get him back in. Don't worry. Well done to everyone. Let's see who got it. He's looking down in disappointment. He probably is. John says, sorry, Dan, I'm on a cooldown. It's all good. It's all good. Don't worry. Well done, Dave Johnson, for getting that right. And iQuail, well done for getting that right. And Drawn, well done. You got it right. And Gozzo and Danker. I don't think I've missed anyone else. But
only me.
I think. And obviously Flea. And Flea will get. I was getting there. Don't worry. I was getting there. Flea will get all the shout outs. All there. And here is Dave back with a vengeance. There he is. There you go.
Stay back. It's just a Wi-Fi problem. Change the Wi-Fi channel.
There you go. He's back. There you go. You're all right.
Yeah.
Good.
You can hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you all right. You look a bit pixelated, but you'll be fine. It'll
sort itself out.
There you go. It sorts itself out. There you go. It's all good. So yeah, an 8.5 made Dave freeze, basically, because Fleabag got that one. So your second one, right, Flea? Well done.
No,
go follow Flea on all the things because there is a link for everything right there, and we're posting that in both the YouTube and the Twitch chat. Let's move on. We did say we were going to talk more Microsoft, unfortunately, but let's. It's not pixelated; it's retro, says Jesse. I think that's probably quite true. Quite true. 1 minute left to get that hype train going, by the way, as well. But we're going to talk about the demise of Microsoft, and we're going to talk about a few things because let's just talk about what's happened with Microsoft over the last couple of years as a whole. Because it's come to light that there's a reason that all this stuff is going on. But before we say that, let's start with Xbox layoffs. There has been over thousands of staff that have been laid off over Microsoft and Xbox for the last couple of years. And it turns out that they are basically saying that not just this, but other things that I'm going to mention in a minute are literally due to their new profit goals that were set a couple of years ago.
I saw this.
It all comes down to profit, right? So thousands of staff have been laid off, right? Games have been cancelled, such as Rare's Everwild and Perfect Dark. Obviously, the Institute was shut down. Arcane Austin was shut down after the failure of Redfall. And then Tango Gameworks, even though they had a BAFTA-winning game, they got shut down. Obviously, they have now been rebought, which is great. They've been bought out elsewhere. But not all the studios have done that. So thousands of stuff laid off, games cancelled, studios shut down because they got all these studios. Console prices going up, as we've just said. Game Pass prices going up, as we've said. And why is this? And the story is because looking over the figures, when Xbox were in the middle of getting their acquisition for Activision from a couple of years ago, new target profits were set. Now, bearing in mind, right, you were looking at round about, they set targets for 17 to 22% profit margin for Xbox as a company. Bearing in mind, it is actually only done between 10 and 20%. So it's not actually hit anywhere near what they realistically wanted. Sony, to give you an idea, for its first quarter, has hit 16%. That's the first quarter of this year. Okay, so Sony's obviously leading the way, as we know anyway, because at the moment it's Sony, Nintendo, Microsoft at the back. But these targets have been pushed up, and were pushed up even more so to try and get to 30% profit margin. And this is the reason that studios have been closed, games have been cancelled, the prices of consoles have gone up instead of going down, which is what normally would happen, and the price of Game Pass has gone up. So all in all of this, because they set some ridiculous targets while buying one of the biggest gaming companies of all time. And you're thinking, why didn't you wait until you'd done this? You'd already got the Bethesda merger gone through. Why set those targets? Because there was no way in hell you were going to reach this, especially after buying all these studios that you've done, which most of them have done fuck all with. Okay? So a couple of people, Dan said, yeah, going to talk about Microsoft, unfortunately. Yes. Wait, Microsoft are making decisions probably based on lining their pockets. That was a huge surprise. I know. But now when you're finding out the real reason behind it, which has now actually come out this week, nearly 3 years on from when they actually made the decision, you kind of go, what the fuck were you thinking? So, chat, Dave, I'll start with you. I'll get Flea's opinions on this as well. What were they thinking, Dave? Because they were never going to hit this.
No, it just seemed like a crazy number to put against them, especially when you say like Sony are only hitting like 16%, considering Microsoft are in like clearly last place.
Yeah.
This generation, how they could possibly hit 30, I don't know. It definitely has that feel, just someone high up in the C-suite just looking at spreadsheets and saying we need to hit this, this, and this to please the shareholders. Because that's what it's ultimately about, making sure the shareholders are happy.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter about anything else. So, then they're going to start looking at who they don't need to keep. Sack a load of people. What projects are more likely to make money than others? Well, Perfect Dark's an old franchise. Fuck that off. Everwild. God knows what that'll do. Stuff that one off. Let's stick with what we know that makes a fortune, like Call of Duty. So it ends up a bit sad because you see the same with the AAA studios. It just feels like they're just playing it safe now on established franchises. They're not taking the risks, and they had to take the risks before to make these franchises in the first place.
Yeah.
So it just feels like they're not even trying to make new ones anymore. So we're just stuck with the same stuff over and over and over again. And whilst a lot of it does still make money, at some point people are going to get bored of it. They are going to have to try and think of new stuff to do. But then we'll have the studios in place to make new stuff because they're all so focused on these big franchises. It just doesn't seem very likely at the moment.
Yeah. I mean, there's groundbreaking news here right now. iQual says, I blame Dave Johnson. The real reason Microsoft are doing this is because he is smell. So, we've found that out. That's groundbreaking news. Jesse says, well, you have to remember that being last place in sales has nothing to do with percentage profits. You can sell the least and have the largest margin. That's their aim. Everything MS does is about low risk. So that's true. So that's very, very true. Hence why they jacked up like Game Pass. They've already admitted Game Pass was their biggest selling thing for them, and it's very successful for them. So they've just jacked it up by 50% in most countries. So there you go. Brian says it's such a shame because the Series X is the best console on the market right now, yet they can't sell them to anyone. True. It is. I'm going to say this. Compared to the standard PS5, it was the better console. But now the PS5 Pro's out. The PS5 Pro is better than the Series X, unfortunately. So, and they decided not to do a mid-gen refresh because they were, focusing on this ROG Ally X that's going to cost you half a house to buy. There you go. I said I was supporting Dave this week. How dare he agree? Well, there you go. Shattered that illusion. Flea, what your thoughts on it? I know you want to have a good old...
But I'm so done with Microsoft and Xbox, to be honest with you. I was a staunch Xbox supporter for years and years and years, but I'm just done with them now. I've cancelled everything relating to them. I've not turned on the console for over a year. I've cancelled my Game Pass subscription, and I'm just done with it. When I first heard about the story like you did, I thought, well, what logical reason could they have for doing what they've done? And, you thought, well, maybe because they're trying to buy out all these studios. What we've got here in the stock market is a thing called the EBITDA, where companies use to sort of like how can I explain it in sort of like simple terms? It's used to sort of like determine a company's profitability and therefore value on the stock market and how much that company could be sold for. So when I first saw that, I kind of gave them the benefit of the doubt and thought maybe they're just trying it for all the mergers and acquisitions that they're trying to get. That's the reason why they're putting such high profits in place. I just think it's, now looking back at it, it's just because they are so fucking out of touch with consumers. They've just got greedy and it's just royally bitten them in the ass. Consumers aren't stupid, and that's what they seem to have forgotten.
Yeah. I noticed Phil Spencer seems to be ducking out of this more and more.
He's got extremely quiet, hasn't he?
He's got extremely quiet, and now it just seems to be Sarah Bond that's taking a lot of the flack. I mean, I think she deserves to go anyway. She deserves to go years. I've never liked her, and the way she describes things just sounds like an elitist snob.
I think with half those interviews, they're probably so hamstrung by what PR will actually let them say.
Yeah,
and they're going to get a good answer. They're so pointless, those interviews are.
Yeah. I know. I remember there was
look what they did at Blizzard. You know, World of Warcraft Midnight was coming up. You know, the big expansion reveal was coming up at the Summer Games Fest and everything like that. Not long before that, Microsoft decided to lay off all the Blizzard marketing team.
Yeah.
Go figure. And they ended up having to pay an independent company to come in and do all the marketing for them so they could catch up and keep up with everything that was going on for the Midnight reveal. The business decisions to me just do not make any fucking sense at all. I have no idea what they're doing there anymore. I really don't.
Yeah.
No, it's quite ridiculous. I remember reading, like, when they're making Halo Infinite, they kept bringing contractors in, like, for 18 months.
Yeah.
And it would take them a while to get up to speed on the game engine, and then they'd go. And those people couldn't come back, so they had to get new people in who had to learn it. So that just,
and then they wonder why Infinite bombed.
Yeah, that's what they're switching to UE5 for the new one. So they can, they can just get people in who know that, because everyone seems to work on that one. But it just seems like a stupid way to work. Hire people in, pay them a decent wage, get them to learn how to use your game engine properly and make good games. But no.
There you go.
Sack them all and use AI.
Yeah, noon people, meaning AI. There you go.
A lot of it was done on AI, to be fair.
Yeah, it's going to be pathetic. iQuail, you can make more money on a smaller percent of profits on sales if you make more sales. So sticking to percentage religiously doesn't seem to make sense. Dave Johnson, I was a staunch supporter of Jesse for years and years until he showed his true colours and attacked me the other day. Also gave away my hoodie. Again, another groundbreaking exclusive there for you, everyone. Did you see Amazon's news today? They lost thousands of people because that didn't surprise me. That was coming, long time coming, which is not good for all those people. But we talked about this the other week when we were talking about Elon Musk on the show 2 weeks ago. Elon Musk saying, "Oh, we're going to bring out these games and blah blah blah. We're going to do all this." And it's like, and then we're going to get people to train the AI. I was like, instead of training the AI, just get the people to do the fucking work.
Exactly.
That's just like, but then they'll go, yeah, but it's going to save us millions. Oh, fuck you, fucking millions. I love my Xbox and it is my main console, but they seriously suck at marketing. All the fucking this is an Xbox
and
thing.
The rest.
I mean, it's so funny now. There's even one where you show a PS5 and it goes, "This is an Xbox." I was just like, "Fuck's sake." I mean, they're true, but there you go. Dan, all I can think to do is not support any of these asshole companies anymore. I've started boycotting them. Not always easy, but feel about it at the end of the day. Level 3 Boost says, hello, welcome on, Level 3 Boost. Flea looking sexy tonight. Fresh trim.
Yeah, yesterday, actually, yeah.
Woo-hoo. Get you. The reality is Xbox revenue is 10% of Microsoft's total revenue, and Xbox is up by 5%. So year on year. So hate all you like, the shareholders happy and getting rich by the second. Yeah, because you've got to remember, Xbox is only a small part of Microsoft, just as is the PlayStation is a small part of Sony, because you've got Sony Film, Sony Music. But so in the grander scheme of things, this is not, ironically, and this sounds like a lot of money to us, this is not a lot of money to them. This is piss poor pocket change. There you go. There you go. Yes, ads are running over on Twitch. Right. So there you go, people. Microsoft are the devil, but there you go. Buy Xbox games from different countries so they get less money off us. There you go. True. Or just buy games from somewhere else. Yeah, somewhere else, but there you go. So moving on to our next game. And going a bit retro for this next game, which came out on Thursday on PS4, 5, Xbox Series X and S, PC, and Switch. We've seen a lot of games recently, given the sort of retro revision and then getting sort of the replastering, refacing of the whole game. And this is the next one to do it because Double Dragon is back. But is it back with a bang or back with a whimper? Because this is Double Dragon review. Let's have a look at this. There you go. Speaking of the bastards. This is so ugly. I want to give it a go, but it feels like a bit too much of a risk at the price point. Dave, I was right. Microsoft are spending more on UK infrastructure to support AI than their total 2024 Xbox revenue. There you go. Dave, tell us about this because this is a classic, but they've kind of rejigged it a bit. And I am going to say from the trailer, it seemed to focus more on all the extra bits than the actual main game, which I think is a little bit worrying from that trailer.
Yeah, well, from what I've been reading, it doesn't really sound as much to the main game. I don't think it's particularly long. It's they're just trying to do like another revival of Double Dragon, but it doesn't really look like much budget's been given to it because we've seen some really good revivals like Streets of Rage 4. That was a really good beat 'em up, really cool art style. It felt like a good homage to the original games. This just kind of looks very generic graphics wise.
Yeah,
looks like someone's probably just like pulled some assets out of one of the engine stores and just dropped them in this. It just doesn't really look much. I wouldn't say anything about it. It screams Double Dragon. When you look at it, you would just think it's any sort of 3D beat 'em up. And those extra modes that it showed looked a bit on the average side. People going down a conveyor belt, kicking some boxes. It didn't look like much, and it looks like story-wise, it's just got fairly static images with text going over it instead of like any decent cutscenes. So definitely not much of a budget to this one. It has got a bit of a story to it for the single player. The sound of it, it's meant to be after a nuclear war, the two Lee brothers come back to the city that's been taken over by a gang called the Shadow Warriors, who seem to be doing some, I think, experiments on the civilians, and you got to try and stop them. So yeah. You're fairly sort of generic type of sounding plot as well. So I don't think this really looks particularly good. I think if you were interested in playing it just for like nostalgia's sake of it being Double Dragon, it's definitely one to wait for a deep sale, I'd say.
Yeah.
A $5 maybe.
People are saying that it's pitched a bit too high. It has a PS2 sort of aesthetic. I think a bit of cell shading could have gone a bit more personal. I know. So like, as you said, with Streets of Rage 4 or the most recent Shinobi game, those look cool. I think this looks quite ugly as a game.
It does.
Store choice. Fleabag, your thoughts on this one?
In a word, meh. Yeah, when I first heard about it, I was quite looking forward to it. I grew up getting my first console in sort of like late 80s, started gaming late 80s, early 90s. So I grew up along sort of like the side scrollers like Streets of Rage, Altered Beast, all those sorts of games. So when I heard this was coming out, I was actually really looking forward to it because I was like, this is going to hit me right in the nostalgia feels. But after seeing the gameplay trailer, it looks pretty shite. I think it's going to be a massive letdown, unfortunately.
Okay, folks, if you just joined the show, you haven't seen, guess your scores in the chat. We don't give you the review scores, but we get all the reviews from all the different websites. And if you guess what the average review score was from the all reviews, you will get a shout out. C4 says, Flea, back in my day.
When I were a lad.
When I was a lass, things have changed a bit.
A loaf of bread.
Yeah. I had to walk up the hill and then walk back up the hill because there was nothing but hills. I will pick this up eventually, but only when it's heavily discounted. So let's see what people are saying score-wise. Brian said, I believe this game is really bad. I'm guessing a 4. Okay. Danker, 6. Gozzo, 6. Flame, 6. Iquail, 6. I can see a theme. Retro Jazar, 6. C4 Haggis, 5. Matt, 42. Hey, you win. No, you don't. Sorry. I don't know what the numbers mean. Right, we are guessing the scores. Hello, Matt. How you doing, buddy? We are guessing the scores for the new Double Dragon games. You can give a score from 0 to 10, and you can have half numbers as well. Level 3 Boost is saying 4 out of 10. Dan Game Tech, 6. Are you outside? Mag, sounds like the I live in. Really here? Oh, yeah, I'm right outside your house, Ellie. I've been walking up all these bloody hills. 6. Kindred says 6, and that may be too high by about 4. Hogo, hello. Evening, lads. What game are you rating? The new Double Dragon. So get your scores in for the new Double Dragon. Games Guru saying a 4 as well. Let's go. Dave, what do you reckon for this one?
I'm going to try a 6, I think.
6.
We'll go with the majority.
The majority saying 6. You're going with that. Matty says, I went to walk Nathan Edmonds' dog, and oh my God, the hills. Even the hills have legs. There you go. Flea, what do you reckon?
Yeah, this is another one I'm torn with. My heart really wants it to be high because I really want it to be good, but I think I've got to be realistic. 5.
5. Okay. All right. Last chance, folks. Get your scores in chat. If you get the game right, we'll get the score right. We'll give you a shout out in chat. This is Double Dragon Revive, which came out last Thursday on PS4, 5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC. Thundercats, ho! Says 4 out of 10. Awesome. Great to see you again, Thundercats. Arc System Works haven't actually made it. The developer is Ukes. And isn't it been published by Microids? And Microids have not got a good track record. Because we have seen some very shitty games from them, I can tell you that. So, if there are no more guesses in chat, I can tell you that only one person got this right. It's got a 5.5 out of 10 on average. Dave Johnson stuck in there with a 5. But I can tell you, let's have a look. I saw the 5.5. Where is it? Where's it gone? Chat will probably get it quicker than I. Where's it gone? Someone did say 5.5 literally a minute ago. And I've lost it. Someone said 5.5. I'm sure they did. Chat will pick it up. I don't know. I'm sure they did. But anyway, if not, then I just made that up and no one got it right. In chat.
No, I can't see one.
No, I can't. I don't know. Maybe in my head I was thinking, no one's got it, no one's got it, no one's got it. And then my brain just went, someone's got it.
Ding, ding, ding.
Yeah, there you go. Dave Johnson gave himself a shout out because he didn't get it right. Well done, Dave. Well done. Can we get a round of applause for Dave, everyone? Yeah, well done for basically fucking that right up. Well done. Iquail says, I don't see 5.5. No, just me going insane in my old age. Moving on to another game. Now, this is a sequel. Now, not many people know about this first game, but this was a game that I covered the whole of back in 2021. Yes, I covered the whole game in 2021. From our friends at P-Cube, they have brought out a sequel. This was announced quite a few years ago, so I've been very excited for this game for a long time. I can confirm that we will be streaming this next month. P-Cube sent me a copy yesterday, so I'm very excited for this. And if you like your original Resident Evils, you will love this. This came out on Thursday on PC, PS5, and Xbox Series X and S. And this is Tormented Souls 2.
Rated M for mature. just say how very happy I am to finally have you with us. Isabella has told us all about you, especially you, little one.
Anna's been through a lot.
We can help her with that. Soon, she will fear nothing.
What did they do to me? Anna? Anna? God, she's dead.
This damn place can bring out the darkness in our heart.
Did you do this?
You have no idea how powerful it is.
My name's Caroline.
You don't look like one of the locals. My name's Miguel. I'm looking for someone too. Maybe we should team up.
Anna still has a role to play in this story, just as you do. And this is your destiny.
There you go, Tormented Souls 2. This was a bit of a cult classic one. As I say, the original came out in 2021, and they've upped the graphics, they've upped the story. This is a lot longer game, and this is looking fantastic. And just like Danka, I've been waiting a good couple of years because they literally announced it straight after the success of the first one. So I've been patiently waiting, and now it's here. And as I said, I will be streaming this next month because PCube have already sent me a copy. So I'm very much looking forward to this. So Dave, for those who don't know about Tormented Souls, tell us a little bit about this sequel.
Yeah, well, this one is picking up the story from where the first one finished. So your character, Caroline, who managed to rescue her sister in the first one, taking her sister Anna to this town called Villa Hesse. I think she's trying to take her there to see if she can learn a bit more about Anna's sort of issues that she has.
Yeah,
and she's probably hoping it's going to be a sort of safe place to try and find out because she's taking her to the nuns. But as we can see in the trailer, clearly it goes wrong. Anna gets kidnapped, and Caroline's got to try and battle for all these like monstrosities to try and like save her. Very much vibes of the original sort of Resident Evil, Silent Hill games from the PS1 era with the static camera angles. Yeah. And it's also got like an other world that your character goes in, but like in the Silent Hill games. So very much for fans of those like old survival horror games. I think it looks pretty decent. I'd never played the first one, but from what I can see for this one with the gameplay I've watched and looking at that trailer, it is looking like a pretty good game. And we don't get this sort of game at all from AAA anymore. They've moved on, so it's nice to see the sort of AA indie side keeping these alive because they were really cool. They were some of my favourites back in the PS1 era. So I'd definitely be interested in playing this one.
Yeah, I'm going to say I enjoyed the first one. Wasn't without its problems, but being an indie game, it was kind of like I can live with it.
Yeah.
I know they've improved certain aspects of it. I have some people say that there's other bits that they wish they slightly improved, but not quite. But it's looking good. So I've got high hopes for this. Flea, your thoughts on this?
Yeah, I mean, horror games aren't really my genre. They're not my bag at all. So this isn't typically a game that I'd choose to play. That said, watching that trailer, that's the first time I've seen it, and it did look pretty good to be fair for what it is. So I'll definitely be sort of checking out the stream that you do on it. Okay. I agree with Dave. Graphically and with all the sort of like the camera angles and everything like that, it does scream the older Resident Evil games. But again, that's sort of the games I sort of grew up with going into my teens and everything. I remember sort of the original Resident Evil coming out, and it had a very similar sort of style to that. So that's the one Resident Evil game that I did actually play. But yeah, I've kind of grown out of horror games now. So like I said, this wouldn't immediately appeal to me, but from that trailer alone, I'm intrigued. I'm not going to lie, I am intrigued by it.
All right. As a lot of people saying, there's a lot of people streaming this. A lot of people streaming the first one because many people didn't play the first one first, and I've seen a lot of, especially over the last week, a lot of people playing both. So it's nice to see it's getting some recognition for it, because the first one was a really good game. Let's see what people are saying scores wise. Danker 7.5 for this one. Gozzo 7.5. Games Guru 8. Brian from the UKGN 7.5. Ellie says 8 from me. Seen some gameplay on stream tonight. Looks good for the horror fans. C4 and Haggis 7.5. Hannah, hello. How you doing? Great to see you, Hannah. Welcome on in. Hogo says it's hard nowadays finding a really good horror game. True, because there's been quite a few that are a big letdown. Flame 7. Retro Jazar 7. Thundercats ho 8.5. I'm going to do that every time because it's a class name. Hogo says, I'd say that's the rules. I'd say a good solid 8. So chat, if you haven't got your scores in, get them in now for Tormented Souls 2. Flea, I'll start with you. What do you reckon?
Okay, first of all, Jesse, no, you don't have to stop. It's fine. I'm going to give this one a solid 8.
Okay, solid 8. Dave, what say you?
I'm going to try 7.5.
7.5. Okay, so we've got an 8 and a 7.5. iQuell coming in with an 8 as well. So there you go. Dave is saying 75, but means 7.5. And if that's not what he means, well, that's what he's getting. So tough shit. I think he's playing up because he's throwing a fit because it's his last day as community member of the month. It's right up there with the OG Resi games. It looks really appealing and got that fightful look to it. Indeed. 75! I mean, it's hard to stop. Look at the handsome fella of Fleabag. Look at that handsome face. There you go. This as well. Just for all his fans. There you go. So if there are no more guesses, this is Tormented Souls 2, which came out last Thursday on PC, PS5, Xbox Series X and S. And I can tell you that this didn't quite get what I would like it to get, but certainly got an okay score with a 7 out of 10.
Yeah, that's respectable.
Respectable score,
Basically, they said it's a bigger game than the first. It's a better looking game than the first. The puzzles are more elaborate and great, but the combat still suffers. And that is one of the big bugbears from the first game. And it doesn't feel like they've sorted that. And with some of the camera angles, it can feel that you think you're running away from an enemy and the camera angle changes. You end up running into an enemy and getting killed by accident, which is like, oh, so it can be frustrating in that way. But it's still a good game. I am certainly looking forward to it. And we will announce, we'll announce over the weekend at some point when we are streaming this in November. So there you go. So anybody that got a 7, did anyone, let's see, did people get 7? I think a lot of people were going a lot higher, weren't they? Just a 7. I thought higher. I know it was a 7 on average. I did see some 7.5s from some of the reviews, but it didn't get the dizzy heights. Right. Retro Zazar, well done. Over on YouTube, you got it right. Flame, you got it right as well. Well done. So I think it was just 2 people that got this one right. It was. I think it was just the 2. But there you go. Shout outs are going out now. And there you go. Ellie says his dancing makes everything better. Is that true?
Apparently.
Well, then we'll have to get you up on the Just Dance on Thursday.
No, you won't.
Yes, we will.
No, you won't.
Ellie, you agree
honestly,
that?
Mate, I used to be an actual dancer, but my knees can't take it anymore.
It's all right. We'll do something like Baby Shark where you only have to use your hands.
Oh, wonderful.
Yes. I have seen the video. It was sent to me last week, and he can do a...
I forgot about that.
He can do a turn on the catwalk. I can tell you that now. Yes, we will. We will see that. So come to the Timeless Stand at Format next week. Format next week. Yeah, actually, come. He'll be happy.
Yeah, go next week to see me dance. Go next week.
Yeah, go next week. This Thursday to see Fleabag dancing.
I'm not going to shake off this cold before Format, unfortunately.
No. Oh, well, that's a good thing. We're going to still make you turn up. I still have the Just Dance video, says DJ Mike. So there you go. Anyway, let's move on. Let's talk some Battlefield news because Dave is saying that literally today at 3 o'clock, the new season 1 or the first season for Battlefield 6, which is hugely successful and done very well and putting a lot of the wrongs of the last Battlefield game away. People are forgetting about that and now enjoying the new game. Season 1 has now landed, but it was kind of leaked on Friday that there would be a Battle Royale mode coming to Battlefield 6 as well. Now, it wasn't the closest guarded secret because they had announced that, there was going to be closed play tests for this. But it was leaked that it was going to be called RedSec. That was the name of the mode, not to be confused with DeadSec, which was the group of hackers from the Watch Dogs games. But yeah, RedSec. And as if by magic, it was leaked on Friday. And at 3 o'clock today, Season 1 landed. And surprise, surprise, there is a mode called RedSec, which is a Battle Royale mode. Now, there's not been a Battle Royale mode in a Battlefield game for quite some time. So I'm going to ask Dave, because I know Dave said earlier he's not that kind of excited about a Battle Royale, but please do share any thoughts of the Season 1 so far. I know you've only had a quick look at it, but let us know your thoughts on it.
Yeah, well, as you say, I've only had time for a quick look because it came out at 3 o'clock. So I had one quick go on the Battle Royale mode, which, quick glance just seemed like, any other sort of Battle Royale mode, just with, a bit of the Battlefield, paint to it, dropped in with a squad of 3 other people. And, you pick a few little missions to go and do, whether it be, kill somebody on the map or pick up an item so you can open something to get more weapons. It had that sort of stuff to it. And, whilst traversing the map, trying to avoid or take on other teams. But didn't get too far. Managed to complete one of the little missions and just sort of have a bit of a wander around. And then a better team bumped into us and just took us out. So didn't get particularly far. I watched another streamer play it earlier on just to see, what a professional looks like they're playing it. And, they had a pretty good job. But without them playing, they were playing like as a proper team with voice comms. That is always going to make a difference with this type of game. Like other co-op games I've spoken about before, if you're playing with a team, these things are infinitely better. If you're just jumping in like a couple of randoms like I was earlier, nobody knows quite what they're doing. Nobody is talking to each other, trying to come up with a plan. You just all kind of wandering around, trying to work out what to do, trying to stick together. It never goes that well. So I don't think it's the sort of mode I'll really stick with. I'll probably give it a few more goes just to see. But I prefer the normal Battlefield modes, and I did try the new map, Blackwell Fields, I think it was called, on the Conquest game type, and that seemed pretty good. You got your usual capture points on that one. I was trying to stick with a few of the other players in my squad, or just generally on my side, and we were capturing the points, and just the usual Battlefield chaos was just going on around us. Tanks, helicopters, jets rolling around, missiles shooting past your head, hitting something behind you, cracking stuff. So I'm still enjoying the main game at the moment. So I'm more like to stick with that than Battle Royale. But be interesting to see how that goes. Because whilst it's downloaded for me as part of Battlefield 6, it is available separately, free to play. Yeah. So anyone can get stuck into that Battle Royale mode at no cost.
It's almost like it's their version of Warzone, really, isn't it?
Yes, it is totally.
Yeah. So
that's exactly how somebody described it on Twitter earlier.
Yeah. So if you want to check it out, you can download that for free separately and give that a try. And let us know if you have played it, your thoughts on it, and give it a whirl. Moving on, our final 2 games of the night. And we've got another sequel and a sequel of 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 a sequel. Just so you know. But we'll start with the sequel. Again, round about 21, 22. Loads of people were loving this original game. And who would have thought that you could put a storyline into a game that's all about power washing things? And yes, Power Wash Simulator is back with its sequel. It came out on Thursday on PS5, Xbox Series X and S, PC, Switch 2, and is on Game Pass. And if you don't know what power washing is all about, then take a look at this. There you go. Powerwash Simulator 2. Even more water, even more soap, and even more grimy things to clean. And yes, it even has another story mode, believe it or not. Hannah says, that looks satisfying. I'm also going to say this is up for consideration. Dave Johnson and me are going to be talking about this weekend because we're putting together the schedule for November. This may get lumped in for November's streams. Possibly. I think it's highly likely, but we'll see because there's a lot of stuff that I've been asked to cover. And weirdly, not this, but I kind of feel like I'd like to do this. So there you go. Since we did a lot of Powerwash streams back in the day, including a lot of the DLCs. Dave, tell us more about this.
Yeah, well, this is a follow-up to the last game, which was very successful. It's one of those many types of simulator games that come out, but this one really sort of captured people's imagination. I think there's just that certain satisfaction to be gathered, isn't there, when you get something like perfectly clean? You can just step back and admire it. It's a job well done. I think that's all really sort of resonated with people. They really sort of enjoyed sort of the zen-like atmosphere they got from it. Yeah. This one I think is meant to sort of, in the story mode anyway, so it's like carry on like a few months after you cleaned the town of Muckingham before, and you've come back to town and it's in a right state again. So you've got to go back and start cleaning everything again. But as you're cleaning things, I believe you'll find like little symbols and hidden messages that sort of feed into this sort of narrative, this mystery that's going on in the town. So you'll get to discover that as you're playing through. But some of the things I've added into this one, there's like now apparently new multi-stage jobs and new equipment to use, like that abseiling gear you can see them using in the trailer. I think there's a few extra locations outside of Muckingham as well that you get to go to. And it looks like you've got a base that you can decorate yourself.
Yeah.
So put various furniture in, put lots of little ornaments in just to show how well you do in the game. Looks pretty cool. Just looks like it's a further refinement of the first game. So if you like the last one, I can't see a reason why you wouldn't enjoy this one.
Yeah.
Play it on your own, play it with friends. Looks like a good time.
Yeah, and you can also pet cats. Yes, because cats was a big
winner.
Without spoiling it, cats was a big theme of the first game, but there are now cats that you can pet in your base.
Awesome.
So there you go. Flea, your thoughts on this? Yes.
Yeah. I don't know, Mags. I'm used to fast-paced action games, with the MMOs. So this one isn't really for me, if I'm honest. However, that being said, I can see the appeal. I can see that it's going to appeal to a hell of a lot of people who just want that game that they can just sit there and just chill out with and zone out and, like Dave said, just hang out with friends and everything. I played the first game for probably a couple of hours. I think, I was drunk when I agreed with my mate to download and play it.
Okay.
And B, I think I needed to be drunk to actually play it with him. But I managed a couple of hours and that was enough for me. But I like I said, I see the appeal. I'm not knocking anyone who plays it. Yeah. I can see that there's going to be a lot of people who are going to get a hell of a lot of fun out of this, but this type of game it's just not for me.
No, that's fair. I'm going to say this now. I got a lot of fun out of it. I never really got to the end. I only did some of the DLCs. It's ironic that I got to try out the Back to the Future DLC like 6 months before it came out, and then never played that. It's weird. It just got to a point where I thought I was like, I've done enough of it.
Yeah.
But I did thoroughly enjoy the time that I had with it. I'm going to say this. This is just more of the same. If anything, it's a little bit easier because they've added new mechanics into it so that you don't have to buy soap. The way you can see the grime is a lot easier. So you are probably going to breeze through this a lot easier than the other one. If you really enjoyed the first one, you're going to love this. If you never played the first one but want to try it, it's not going to harm you to jump straight in because it's technically a separate story in a way, even though you're back in the same town. But if you didn't enjoy the first one, you are not going to like this. It's as simple as that. Simple as that. So let's see what people are saying with the scores. Danker, 8 out of 10. iQuail, 8 out of 10. JL, 8 out of 10. I can see a theme. Gozzo, 8 out of 10. Breaking the mold though. Hogo, 3. I tried the first one and got bored. I even tried sprucing it up by streaming it with 70s porn music and just being rude. Hey, it's
80s porn music is better.
Yeah. Bow, chicka, wow, wow. Ellie, 7.5. Flame, 8. Zoidberg, also known as Brian, 8. Hannah, 7. Thundercats, ho! 6.5. Retro Shazar, 8. Dave Johnson, 7.5. Dan Game Tank, 8.5. I'm here to check your pipes. There you are. Dave, we'll start with you. What do you reckon this got?
I'm going to go for an 8.
Okay, going for an 8 out of 10. And Flea?
Yeah, I think I'm also going to go with an 8.
Going for an 8 as well. Okay, folks, last chance. Get your scores in. This is Powerwash Simulator 2, which came out last Thursday on PS5, Xbox Series X and S, PC, Switch 2, and is also available on Game Pass. And if there are no more scores in the chat, I can tell you, mods, you're going to be busy. It's got an 8 out of 10.
Yay.
8 out of 10. So there you go. Our guest got his third one right. So first off, go follow Flea on everything. Go click that link when it appears. It's also pinned to the top of the chat, of the Twitch chat, but we'll chucking it in the YouTube chat for you as well. Also, we'll give Dave a shout out in a minute. So exclamation Dave in chat. But well done to Brian. Let's work our way up. Well done to Retro Shazar. Welcome to Brian, Flame, Gozzo, JL, iQuail, and Danker. All of you got it right. Here come all the shout outs. Well done to all of you.
Yeah, well done, chap.
Well done. You've done very, very well on that one. So there we go. And there you go. Dave, how would you like your shout out?
You can jump up from behind your chair.
Okie dokie. I haven't got a jet wash with me, unfortunately, so I can't. But there we go. We'll do this.
That would have been the ultimate flex.
It would, wouldn't it? We go, shh. But there you go. But I would also then blow up all my equipment and the show would have abruptly ended. You can't have everything. Okay. Are you ready?
Yeah, go for it.
Dave!
Very nice.
Very nice. Thank you very much. There you go. There you go. That was our 7th game. And as I say, please do go follow all these wonderful people that have got all the shout outs going. Go click their links because they take the time to support us. So go do support them as well because we appreciate you all being here and watching this show. And it's our 240th show. Can you believe it or not? There you go. So on to our final game of the night. This also came out Thursday. Is out on PS4, PS5, Xbox Series XS1, PC, and Switch. And we will be streaming this next month. And no doubt all over our Christmas festivity games. Because I said this was a sequel of a sequel of a sequel of a sequel. And so on. Because, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Jackbox Party Pack number 11.
Get ready to play 5 new party games in the Jackbox Party Pack 11. Dominate. Take something perfectly lovely and destroy it. Then see if you can turn things back around. Legends of Trivia. Take down fantastical foes in a cooperative trivia battle game. Cookie House. Compete with your fellow bakers to decorate cookies for unusual customers. Hearsay. Record sound effects and dialogue on your phone and watch it all come to life. Suspectives. One of you is a criminal. Put your friends on the hot seat to see who's guilty. 5 new games, 1 pack. Let's party. Learn more at jackboxgames.com.
There you go. So Jackbox is back. Technically, after having a year off, they did 10 years of Jackbox Party Packs. Then last year decided to do something a bit different because we had Survey Scramble and the Naughty Pack. But we're now back with Jackbox 11 and 5 new games. Always very popular, these. Love playing these. And we'll be playing these with you lovely lot next month in November. Dave, tell us a little bit more about the latest pack from Jackbox.
Oh, yeah. As you say, they're still going. 11th one. So clearly popular. Definitely a good one for streaming because you've been doing these for a number of years, haven't you?
Yeah, very much so.
5 more games you can add to the repertoire. From what we could see in the trailer, they looked pretty decent. I quite look at that sort of detective one, which I think involves a bit of social deduction to try and work out which of the players is the actual culprit. So that sort of stuff looks like it should be good fun. And I think it's quite cool the way that the other players just need like a phone or a tablet to join in. You haven't
Yep.
got to have like a console and copy the game yourself or anything like that. So it's got a good way just to get people involved, in the game. So I can imagine it's going to be used by a lot of streamers to get their communities involved. So yeah, as much as I can tell you, personally I haven't actually tried any of these. Not something I would end up playing at home. I'll have to jump onto one of your streams, have a look at some point, perhaps.
Yeah,
but
please do.
They look pretty cool.
Yeah. No, they're good fun. We had a lot of them. There are some games that you can't necessarily do on stream, but you can play if you're having a party at home with a load of people. So there's some like out loud play games, but generally everything from drawing, sound effects to basically being as rude as possible and lying to people to basically being as creative as possible. The games are fantastic, and I am going to say, for anyone who didn't know, one of our favorite games they've done 2 versions of it, which is Trivia Murder Party. They are doing a standalone Trivia Murder Party next year, which was announced this year. So when I get more news from Jackbox, because obviously I speak to Jackbox about stuff, hence how I've got the new game, I will let you know. But I'm looking forward to that as well. But whether that means that's coming out and we're not going to get number 12, or it's going to come out and we're going to get 12, like, are they going to start doing this thing where it's not coming out every year anymore? Because it used to be like COD, you get 5 games every year. Now they've so we'll have to see what they do. But yeah, looking forward to this very much. I think
they bring Quiplash out as a standalone and then skip a version.
Yeah, they might have done. Yeah, that was a good point, because they brought Quiplash out, but then they chucked it in with one of the party packs as Quiplash XL, I think.
Yes, that's right.
So yeah, I think you're right. So this isn't the first time that they've done that. So okay, so it's not been necessarily 10 straight years, but there you go. But yeah, I can see a lot of penises being drawn on those cookies. So, they were targeting for this year. So 2 a year may be the new strategy, maybe, and maybe we're going to get more standalone games over the course. Flea, your thoughts on?
What can't you say about Jackbox that hasn't already been said? It's one of those staples of community nights. It's one of those games that stuck with a lot of people throughout lockdown, especially. I was one of those people as well. Played a lot of it during lockdown to keep you sane and keep you in touch with people. It's just great fun, and I think the one thing that I love the most about the Jackbox game, it quickly lets you learn who the wrong uns in your community are.
Yeah, which
that's priceless.
Which for my lot is pretty much all of them, because they're just as wrong as I am. So there you go.
I'm not saying that like it's a bad thing either.
No, it makes for some very amusing.
The more fucked up sense of humor you've got, the better it works with Jackbox.
Yeah, the wrong uns.
The wrong uns.
Is that the new game show with Claudia Winkleman? There you go. There you go.
Hey, there's an idea.
There is an idea. The wrong uns. Some people might get the wrong idea about that, so maybe stay away, because there'll be people with pitchforks and torches outside. Okay, get your scores in now. What do you think the latest Jackbox got? Both Danka and Gozzo have said 8 out of 10 for this one. Thundercats said 8.5. Flame saying 8. Ellie 7.5. Dan 8.5. Hogo saying 4. Not a fan. Hannah 8. Retro Shazar 8. Iquel 8.5. So Flea, you get to pick the last one.
I'm with the majority. I think an 8 on this one.
Go for an 8 for this as well. Dave, what say you?
I'm going to try an 8 as well.
Go for an 8 as well. Okay.
See how we do.
Folks, last chance. Jackbox Party Pack 11 came out last Thursday. PS4, 5, Xbox Series X, S1, PC, and Switch. Laugh out loud. If you don't greet him like that at format, he's going to be disappointed, mate. Just point and I'll do it. I'll do the fuck you say back, followed swiftly by that. There you go. All the other way around. Can you imagine? Thundercats, oh, fuck you say back. I think that
works. That works.
We can make that work. Okay. That's a thing that's happening on Thursday. It just doesn't hit the same as when we had Quiplash. I get it. That's fine, Hogo. I think there's some games that have worked a lot better than others. I like the fact that these are all 5 brand new games, though, so we'll see what branches out to more than just a one-off. And some, there have been some that I'm not a fan of. I'm going to say there as well. You know, it's what you get. But there you go. Anyway, I can tell you, if there are no more scores, that this, again, like the majority. 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10, which is actually higher than Jackbox 10, which actually had back in the day when we reviewed it 2 years ago, got I think a 7 out of 10. Because actually there was only really 2 games that you could do on stream and the other 3 were out loud. So it didn't quite work as well as a streaming game. So I think they've listened to this and there's more streaming ones. So there you go. Big Fuzzy Panda, thank you for the lurk. Greatly appreciate you being here, dude. Quiplash and the drawing games sort of brought that more humour to it all, especially when you're drinking with mates. Agreed. So there you go. Danka managed to get 5 out of 8 tonight, right? Well done. So let's see all the people that got it right. Retro Shazar, well done. Hannah, well done. Flame, well done. Gozzo, Danka, you all got it right. And we need our special guests. Shout outs. Fleabag Arcade. You've got to have his links there, and it will also be in the YouTube chat as well. And also Dave. So Dave, you got your 3rd one right this evening. And Flea, I think you got 4 now, so you've done all right.
I have, yeah.
50%. Get in. There you go. See, I told you you'd do all right. Dave, how would you like your shout out?
You can do your walk on from the side.
Okay, me or mini-me?
Do the mini-me this time.
Okay. You ready?
I am.
Dave!
Good old Bob Ross.
Good old Bob Ross. Never fails. How you doing? There you go. Congratulations to everyone who got it right. Please do follow our guest, Mr. Fleabag. As I say, link is pinned to the top of the Twitch chat. We will drop it in on the YouTube chat right now. There you go. There's the link. Thank you, Arquel. Perfect timing. Love that. Just before we end the show, our final news story of the night. Obviously, as we was mentioning earlier, it has been announced that Halo is coming to PS5. And they are bringing out Halo Campaign Evolved. So basically reworking the original Halo. This will also be coming to Xbox, obviously, as well. No surprises, it will probably be on Game Pass. And it is basically a revamp of the original campaign. However, one of the OG devs is not very happy and has stated this for a number of reasons. One of the things is that apparently the character, Master Chief, can now have a constant sprint. It was like, that was never a thing in the original game. Why is it now? If you do a constant sprint, you can just run away from battles and just carry on. Good for the speedrunners. Not so good if you actually want to play the game. But the fact that now the vehicles always had their set places and set things where you would use them and go. And they said, but now you can drive them anywhere and drive them into anywhere. And this has annoyed people because people are going to just be driving around with vehicles and like kind of just messing up battles and stuff. But the vehicles can explode. So some people have said, yeah, but that could be fun because you go in a gun battle and end up killing everyone by accident because you've blown up your blooming Jeep. But he's basically saying it's taking away the original charm of what made Halo because they're kind of revamping it, which is fine. But the problem is the people behind the original Halo games, Bungie, have not been involved with Microsoft for many years because Microsoft decided to take it on from 4 and 5 and so on. So he feels, and this is Jamie Grezmere, has stated that either they are trying to make Halo more for a modern audience and it failed because it's not modern enough, Infinite, or they're trying to relive the good old days of the original Halo. But that was 2001, and he said you will never be able to recreate what you had in 2001. So either way, they should not be milking this cow. So he is not very happy with this and said that it's at fault. I want to get people's opinion on this. Now, everyone knows I am not a Halo fan, but ironically, I did like Halo Infinite, which is the only one I did like. I didn't like the other games.
Okay.
Right, which makes it weird because I enjoyed that. But I will give this a fair shout. So if it comes out, because this is due out next year, by the way, everyone, I will give this a fair shout and play it. Dan says, I never like Halo. I said, not everyone does.
And that's perfectly fine.
Yeah, it's perfectly fine. Thank the Lord now. Hopefully the kids all fuck off to Halo and we get a good COD game. This isn't set in the year 3000. There you go. I'm not too fussed about this, I'm going to say. But I do get where Jamie's coming from, because I think there's certain aspects, like you can remaster a game and remake a game, but if there's certain mechanics in that's what makes the game good, why change that to actually possibly make it worse? Not saying that might be the case, because we don't know. But
I think he's trying to make it perhaps appeal more to the modern audience that are used to having those mechanics in the games. Because if you went back to original Halo with no sprint, having to use health packs, stuff like that, it would probably feel a little bit different in today's environment. So I think they're trying to do that, and those things did change as Halo got older. Anyway, had the recharging health, had the sprinting. The bit that the devs complain about, getting a vehicle, into a place you shouldn't be able to. You could do that in the original game. You just had to sort of get the horse in the right position, wiggle it around a bit, and you could get it, into that area, and then just drive over the enemies. You could do it. There's plenty of places you could do that. The vehicles in the original, they're just taking the barrier away in the remake, by the sound of it. But as I was mentioning, the vehicles can now be destroyed. Enemies can hijack them and pull you out of them. So there's a few ways for the enemies to destroy it and stop you just charging all over a minute. So it'll be interesting to see how it all works together. I mean, the one thing I'm interested in seeing how it actually work is the sort of 4-player co-op they're now putting into it, because the game was never designed for 4 players. It was like 2 players. So would the environments feel a bit too small and cramped with 4 people in there? Is there going to be enough enemies for you all to kill? There's four of you shooting at them all.
Yeah.
Would it actually end up being too easy when everyone's picked up a rocket launcher, just firing it and everything?
Yeah.
It's going to be interesting to see how that side of it works. Because I think, what they're sort of doing to it probably won't make the normal campaign feel too different if you're playing single player or normal co-op. But it'll be when you've got the extra players involved that it was never built around. That's when it's going to be interesting to see what they actually do to it. But like any of these sort of remakes, you're never going to please everybody, because as much as I enjoy, say, Metal Gear Solid Delta, which was an exact remake, it was the original game, nothing was changed. A lot of people bitched about that. But then you get other games where they do tweak it and people bitch about that. So
do you know what?
No one's ever going to be happy, I'm afraid, no matter what they do.
I was never, we said this, I was never bothered about the Metal Gear games, but I really enjoyed that. I said to you when we streamed it and played it, really enjoyed it, finished it a while back. This could be the funny thing where I play this and go, I actually like this version of Halo because of what they changed. It could be. I might play it and go, yeah, I still don't like it. I don't know, but I guess you want to. I think they want to. It does make me wonder if they've kind of learned from their mistakes, because with the Gears of War remaster, it was a remaster and they didn't add anything new to it, and I think that's why it sold so badly. So with this, maybe they were thinking
we already had a good remake of that like a few years before, hadn't we?
Well, that was the thing. It was 10 years.
Really add much to it apart from better graphics.
Well, this is what I'm saying, because if you got the Ultimate Edition, there was no point getting this one that just came out, because nothing has really changed. But for PS5 people, it's a technically new game, but it's still the old mechanics. So maybe they're thinking, well, if we put new mechanics into this, it might appeal to a wider audience, so then more people might enjoy it. Maybe. I don't know. Yeah. Dan, it did. It sold really badly. It's one of the first Microsoft exclusives that's tanked. Whereas others have done really well, as we said earlier in the show. Forza Motorsport 5, Sea of Thieves, etc. have done really, really well. But yeah, it did not sell well. So there you go. Any other thoughts, gents?
Look, I've been Xbox fan for a long time. I've played all the Halo games. Loved pretty much all of them to a certain extent. Hated parts of certain ones, but that's by the by.
Yeah,
I think what you said was right. The moment they got rid of Bungie, I feel like Halo became. It felt to me like a different game.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the campaign side of Infinite, but the multiplayer massively missed the mark for me. I'm kind of with Jamie on what he's said about the differences that they've made. If they're calling it, campaign evolved, should they have tinkered with it too much? Should they have done what they did with, when they did the Master Chief Collection?
Oh, yeah.
They basically took the original games and they didn't really do anything to the gameplay. They just made it graphically look a bit more modern. Should they have done that with it instead? I think that probably would have been more successful. But, who knows? Time will tell. It's one of those games I'm going to have to play to see what I really think of it. It might, those differences that they've made might be that subtle that it doesn't really affect anything, or you don't actually really notice it that much. So it's going to be interesting to see how it plays.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll find out next year when it comes out, folks, on PlayStation and Xbox, and no doubt PC. That is it for our show. That is our show tonight. I want to say a massive thank you to our wonderful guest. His first time here. It's Fleabag Arcade.
Thank you very much.
Can we have his links in the chat one more time? Please do go follow him. And if you are Format, you will see him floating around.
Come say hi.
Yeah, come and say hi to him. And if
better than that, come say fuck you, say it back.
Yeah, say fuck you, say it back. Or if he's not floating around the venue, he will be on the Just Dance.
Ha, lol.
There you go. Oh my God, Format, says Dan. Yeah, remember we're going to that tomorrow, Dan. Best guest ever, but I am biased.
No.
I know you are, Ellie. I know you are, but yeah, there you go. Final comment from Hogo. Never had any love for Halo. It's not the sort of shooter I'd ever been into. I prefer boots on the ground realistic shooters. My opinion, the OG Modern Warfare trilogy with COD was beautiful, and Battlefield 4 now perfection. Not arguing with you there whatsoever. Also, big thank you to Dave, as always, our co-host.
Always a pleasure.
He knows the most. Thank you so much, mate. He'll be back with me next week. Our guest on next week's show is Monty. And if you don't know who Monty is the owner of the brand new To The Moon Expo that's taking place over at the NEC in November. 2-day gaming expo, which is hopefully going to kick Insomnia right in the fucking nuts. So the owner of To The Moon is our guest next week. So he'll be telling you all about what indie games are going to be there, what tournaments are going to be on, what games you can play at the show, what guests you can meet, because they've got some big guests there from Kingdom Come Deliverance, Baldur's Gate, COD, lots of very famous people and famous streamers, so they will be there. Thundercats host, see you on Thursday. Need to know more about that? Well, you will find out on next week's show. I am not on for the rest of the week now. This was a short week for me, just like my stature. And I've got to drop that in there. You're very welcome, Hogo.
I'm waiting for the comments about me now.
Okay. We will be back on Monday. I can't tell you what it will be because we have got to work out the whole schedule for November. But I can tell you that we will be doing Tormented Souls 2. At some point, we'll be doing Jackbox Pack 11. It is highly likely that we will be doing a new Kirby Air Riders game. Obviously, Call of Duty, Black Ops 7. We'll be doing that. Plus, there's some other games that I can't talk about yet that we've been sent, but will be thrown into the mix. And another Just Dance stream is coming because you lot, you sadist bastards, said you enjoyed it so much 2 weeks ago. We are doing another Just Dance where you get to pick the songs that I dance to. And community nights are coming back as well. So we will have lots of community games for you to play and join in with us. So thank you so much for all those that I will see at Format, whether I see you at the industry event tomorrow, whether I see you at the main event while we are on the exhibition stand, or come and have a drink with us at the party on the Friday in Arcanes. I can't wait to see you all. It's going to be so good. But we will be back on Monday with a game. I just don't know what yet. Outer Worlds 2, possibly, maybe something else. It's all going to be in there. Thank you so much. We are going to do a raidy raid. See if we can raid. For the people on YouTube, the stream will just end. Thank you to everyone who's been on YouTube. Thank you to everyone who's been on Twitch tonight. Had another fantastic turnout from you all. Greatly appreciate it. And thank you to all the mods. And Dave Johnson, who says, no, we won't. We cancelled it. Oh, God. I think he's regretting his life choices. So let's just see who we can raid. Let's see. Is there someone that's going to Format that we can raid? That would be good, wouldn't it? That would make sense. If not, there is someone. Oh, mind you, if I raid them, I'm not going to be able to talk to them properly. So I'll come back to them. Because that's someone I'm just having a quick look. I think we could raid Chaotic, because Chaotic is on, isn't she? And Chaotic's going to Format.
Playing Painkiller as well.
Yeah, she's playing the Painkiller, so that's perfect. So if you want to find out how that is, then now's the time to go check it out. So we are going to go raid Chaotic, who is playing a new Painkiller that we just talked about. So that raid should be starting over on Twitch. And all that leaves for us to say is, wherever you are in the world, have a great morning, great afternoon, great evening. And I shall see you back Monday next week. Oh, John, yes, John. Odd Trots, Ed Trots, John Trots, got the Trots. He's there as well, isn't he? I forgot it's his first time ever going. So it'd be good to see him as well. So there you go. Right, I'll put that link in for the Twitch chat. I'll also put it in for the YouTube chat. So if YouTube fancy coming over and supporting Chaotic, there you go. It is there. Thank you so much. I'm going to hit the button, and that's it. Take care. Good night.
Good night.
Bye.